Okay, so a 4-on-3 is called a fast break. They're really momentum-changing parts of games, both defensively if you stop one and offensively if you stick one. They're huge parts of the game. So it's probably nice to devote a little bit of practice time, if not every day, 2-3 times a week to run through your fast breaks to make sure that everybody knows exactly what's going on with these things. Attackmen are going to be set up in a traditional look, is this L look. We got our midfielder coming down here with the ball. Got a defenseman, defenseman, defenseman. So as the midi is coming down the field, first thing right away, we talked about keeping your spacing and staying spread out. As a midfielder, we don't want to come down the middle of the field here. We want to come down over on the side. So we're going to keep the spacing of what it's going to end up being a box. As a midi, 90% of the time, your pass is going to be going across to the point attackman. This is the point attackman in a fast break. The other 10% of the time, this look, diagonal look down to the lower attackman, I think is there sometimes. But it's important that this lower attackman get in a passing lane right from the beginning. So what I like to have this attackman do when we set up for a fast break is to actually set up right next to the pipe here. So as my midi's coming down the field, he hasn't made this pass. As my midi's coming down the field, if this defenseman starts to cheat up at all to the point attackman, I've got a guy right underneath there sitting. So if he cheats, we've got a nice lane to look through there. But what is even nicer is that even if this guy doesn't cheat, you're forcing him to stay down low on this guy. And you give your point attackman more time to handle with the ball there without somebody right on his gloves right away. So if this attackman sets up the wrong way or in a more traditional way out here, well, right now, if I'm this D-man, what's stopping me from cheating halfway up to that point attackman? Nothing really. You might as well cheat up there, jump him if you can. So I like to have this guy set up nice and low by the pipe, keep that defenseman down low, or if he does cheat, look for that skip underneath. Pass is made across to the point attackman, who as he catches it is curling to it and curling to the goal, a little C-cut right there. For the same reason, because this guy is sliding to you, and you don't want to be flat-footed. You don't want to be a sitting duck. You want to make that a tougher slide for this guy, create some more angles there. As soon as that pass is made across, this attackman has to widen back out and get back here. Let's see, we've got this defenseman would have stopped the ball. Sorry, I'm going to move some people around here. See, that guy is sliding up. This defenseman is sliding down, and this defenseman is sliding over. From this look right here, once our point attackman has the ball, the traditional way to play this is, again, like we're talking about drawing and dumping. Draw somebody to you and dump to the next guy. Traditionally, this is the next guy. I, however, probably because I'm a left-handed attackman, I think this is the next guy. I think this guy is always open. And I work a lot with my left-handed attackmen to get them in passing lanes so that they can always be open. Let's draw this up here. If I'm the point attackman, I want this guy's first look to be through to the lefty. And I want the lefty to make sure that he finds a passing lane, whether underneath or on top of this sliding defenseman. So let's look at a situation where my point defenseman is some huge football guy that charges out at this person and doesn't really understand that he has to keep tight and slide back to help the defense. So if this guy charges out, pass is made, I tell my lefty attackman, you get in that passing lane underneath, let's make that skip through the defense, and we've got an easy look there. If this point defenseman up here who stops the ball is some well-trained, crafty little guy that stops the ball and sprints in there as hard as he can to stop that pass through, well, I tell my point attackman, my lefty attackman, read that and just curl on top of him and get yourself in a shooting spot from 12 yards maybe, where you can catch that pass. So this guy would then be in here. Catch that pass on top of the D-man, and now you've got an outside shot from 10 yards with a goalie that's got to change from one pipe to the other and stop an attackman who presumably has a pretty good shot. Your attackman should have best shots on the team shooting the ball from right there. So either way, you're getting a pretty good shot, whether it's coming topside or coming underneath to find that passing lane. That differs from a lot of coaches don't like to make that look through. But again, I think if you just practice it and work with your attackman to always look for that passing lane, that you can find that passing lane wide open a lot of the time.